Daryl here. The channel is Programming in Any Language. The supporting website is programminginanylanguage.com or black-duck.com. They both take you to the same place. And it's a place where you'll find the videos and PDFs of the code. The video is adding a ToString method to a class. In this video, we take an application we have already created and modify it to use a ToString method to display the properties of an instance of the class. If you remember the Expresso class used in the lesson Creating and Using a Class, we displayed the properties of an instance in a set of labels on a form. This time, we changed that application by eliminating the labels and letting an override of the ToString method do the work. There's very little programming involved in this change. Watch. What we learned is that whenever you create a class, you automatically get a ToString method as part of the class, even though you don't see it. The thing we learned was that it wasn't very effective. All it did was give you the name of the namespace and the name of the class name itself. In order to use it effectively, you needed to override it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to add a ToString method to a class. That's the purpose of this video. Back in the lesson Creating and Using a Class, you can find this on the website, we created the Expresso machine class. It had three properties: brand, model, and price, and a constructor. In that lesson, we added data to an instance of the class and displayed that data in a set of labels on the form, as you can see right here. This time, we will eliminate the labels and, using a ToString method, display the data in a message box. Once the form has been modified, any reference to the labels generate an error, as you can see here. That code is removed and is replaced by the messagebox.show.method. As you can see now, we're using the myExpresso and the ToString method. The original Expresso class contained three properties and the constructor: brand, model, price. And you can see the properties down below, brand, model, and price as well. All we need to do to the Expresso class is add the override of the ToString method. And we do that here. Public override string, ToString, return a $, and in quotes, the brand, model, and price as a dollar amount, all in ellipses, so that the $sign tells it it's C# code we're going to be looking at. Once those minor changes are in place, the application starts out normally. We can key in this data. Data is entered as normal. KitchenAid, KF6, 1099. We can press the Create Object button. When we do that, KitchenAid KF6, $1,099 pops up in a message box rather than those labels we had before. And basically, that's all you have to do. We're looking at the application from Creating and Using a Class earlier in the website when we actually created this but used labels to display the instance of the class. What we're going to do right now is we're going to run this thing to see how it works, just to refresh our memory. We pop in there and it starts out like this. We can key in our data. We'll use KitchenAid. Make it model KF6. And make the price $1,099. Once I create the object, it's going to automatically put the data inside these labels right in here. That's what the code actually does. We're going to change this. We're going to get rid of this piece down here, and we're going to make it come out in a message box instead. So how do we do that? Well, we take a look at this guy right here, and we make the changes. What I'm going to do first is basically eliminate this box right here, the object properties, by simply deleting them. Then I'm going to take these guys right here and move them up. And make our form smaller as well. That doesn't look too bad. I'm going to save this. I'm going to jump to the form code and check it out. And what it's got here, everything looks good except for right here. We've got the LBL brand, model, and text are sitting right here, and they have errors. That's because we don't have those labels anymore. They're simply gone. What we're going to do is we're going to eliminate these. We don't need these things, this code anymore, so this goes away. Simply delete that. In its place, we're going to place the message box. Show myExpress ToString. So we're using the ToString method to do this particular thing. How's this going to work right now? It'll actually run at this point in time. We'll run this thing. It comes up. We can type in KitchenAid. KF6, $1,099, and hit create object. And it works. Expresso machine demo Expresso. So it's giving us a namespace and the class it's actually using or nothing else, because we don't have the override of the ToString method in there yet. That's what we need to do next. So we'll kill this and we'll go out to our Expresso class. And there it is, our brand, model, price, and the properties that are going to be set there. What we need to do is add that ToString method override. So we're going to pop that in right under this guy. And there it is. With a $ sign there because we're going to be looking at C# code. We want the brand, model, and price to be printed out, and the price to have $ signs around it in decimal places. That's all we need to do. Do a file save all on this thing. Run the program again. KitchenAid. Model KF6. Price of $10.99. Create the object. KitchenAid KF6 $10.99 pops out with $ sign decimal place in there. It's all I need to do to add a ToString method to your class and make it work to your application. You have to admit, that was pretty easy. Next, we'll work with null, garbage collections, and so on. Thanks for watching. Visit the website when you get a chance, and please subscribe to the channel. There's more stuff coming every week. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.